Good morning, friends. Today I am again going to continue with acid-base imbalance. So, in the last video, we have discussed about what is pH and what are the classifications of acid-base imbalance. So, today we are going to discuss in some more details about the acid-base imbalance. So, we know that the pH depends upon two different factors. The first one is the concentration of carbon dioxide in the body, and the second one is the bicarbonate ions. So, on the basis of the concentration of carbon dioxide present in the blood and the presence of the bicarbonate ions, the pH varies. It varies from acidic to alkaline in nature. So, here I have an equation. pH, it depends upon the concentration of CO2, which gives rise to carbonic acid, which breaks down into hydrogen and bicarbonate ion. So, pH, we can say that it depends upon the concentration of hydrogen ion, bicarbonate ion, or the carbon dioxide. So, these are the three important things which affects the pH of the blood. We know if pH decreases, it results into a clinical condition named as acidosis, whereas if pH increases, it results into a clinical condition named as alkalosis. So from this equation, we can come to know that if the hydrogen ion concentration increases, then the pH decreases and it results into a clinical condition named as acidosis. Similarly, if the hydrogen ion concentration decreases, the pH increases and it will result into a clinical condition called as alkalosis. So from this, we can clearly understand that pH is inversely proportional to the hydrogen ion concentration. That means if hydrogen ion concentration is increased, pH is decreased and the resulting condition is acidosis. Similarly, the pH is also inversely proportional to the CO2 levels. Say for example, if CO2 increases, it will affect hydrogen ions. CO2 increased, hydrogen ion increased, means pH decreased. If CO2 falls, hydrogen ion falls, pH increases. So again, it is inversely proportional to the concentration of CO2 in the blood. Now, on the basis of this, acid-base disorders are classified into two types: acidosis and alkalosis. Acidosis and alkalosis is further classified into two types, that is respiratory acidosis and respiratory alkalosis, metabolic acidosis and metabolic alkalosis. Now, here we have discussed about the hydrogen ions and this carbon dioxide, CO2. Now we will discuss about bicarbonate ions, HCO3 minus ions. pH is directly proportional to the bicarbonate ions. That means if bicarbonate ion concentration increases, the pH will increase. So if the pH increases more than 7.5, it will be termed as alkalosis. Now remember this HCO3, it is for metabolic. Remember this HCO3 for metabolic. So if pH is increasing, HCO3 is increasing, it is termed as alkalosis and it will be metabolic alkalosis. Similarly, if pH is decreasing, HCO3 is decreasing, it is termed as acidosis. If pH is decreasing, it is acidosis, and HCO3 it is decreased, that means it is metabolic acidosis. It is just reverse to that of the CO2 concentration. What we have seen is if CO2 increases, pH decreases, then it will be acidosis. But in case of bicarbonate, if bicarbonate increases, pH increases, and it will be alkalosis. So pH directly proportional to bicarbonates, whereas pH inversely proportional to carbon dioxide ion concentration. So here I have prepared a chart from which you can easily understand. Now let us assume a situation where you come across with such findings. Here the pH is increased, CO2 levels are increased, bicarbonate, let us assume that it is normal. So pH increased, carbon dioxide increased. As the pH is increased, it is alkalosis, but as the CO2 levels are increased, it is metabolic alkalosis. Second, pH decreased, carbon dioxide levels decreased, it will be metabolic acidosis. If pH increased but CO2 levels decreased, it will be respiratory alkalosis. If pH decreased, CO2 levels increased, it will be respiratory acidosis. Okay, so on the basis of CO2, you can come across whether this is a case of metabolic acidosis or respiratory acidosis, metabolic alkalosis or respiratory alkalosis. Okay, so remember CO2 is for the respiratory conditions. Okay, if the CO2 is getting more and more accumulated, the pH will get fallen, and that will result into respiratory acidosis. Similarly, if suppose the bicarbonate ions increases, the bicarbonate ion increases, the pH will increase. That means the condition will be alkalosis, and it will be metabolic alkalosis. If the bicarbonate ion decreases, the pH will decrease, and the resulting condition will be metabolic acidosis. So remember HCO3 for metabolic. Okay. So let us discuss the etiological factors for respiratory acidosis, respiratory alkalosis, metabolic acidosis, and metabolic alkalosis. So respiratory acidosis results when the CO2 starts getting accumulated in the body. Okay, so these are the causes for respiratory acidosis. Respiratory acidosis, it can be occurring because of bronchial asthma, pneumonia, emphysema, or it can also occur because of the trauma to the chest wall, which will result into less exhalation of the CO2. The CO2 will keep on accumulating in the blood. At the same time, respiratory alkalosis will occur if suppose more and more amount of CO2 is excreted, is getting eliminated from the body. So what are the different causes for removal of excessive CO2? Some drugs which can result into hyperventilation. Second, hyperventilation. Third, high altitudes. And the fourth causes, it can result because of the different anxiety states. Okay, so these are the causes for respiratory acidosis. Now coming to the metabolic acidosis, it can result because of metabolic disorders like diabetes mellitus. It can also result because of the severe diarrhea, vomiting, which will result into the elimination of the bicarbonate ions, severe starvation, uremia, and some drugs. Similarly, metabolic alkalosis can occur because of a consequence to treatment of metabolic acidosis, as well as it can result into because of some renal causes, certain drugs like steroids, and because of renin secreting tumors. So these are the different etiological factors for acidosis as well as alkalosis. Now coming to the clinical features of acidosis and alkalosis, if suppose the patient lands up into acidosis, no matter whether it is metabolic or respiratory, the characteristic presentation of acidosis is Kussmaul's breathing. And if suppose the patient is into alkalosis, the patient will complain of confusion, excessive micturition, the patient will complain of pain in muscles, etc.